Boom shakalaka, how much will 50 Avalanche coins be worth at the end of 2025? And more importantly, how many AVAX do you need to be a millionaire? Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Riley here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at what 50 Avalanche coins will be worth at the end of alt season 2025. And more importantly, how many you need to be a millionaire. Before we get into it, guys, like the video, join us on Twitter at Crypto Love. And of course, subscribe to the OG Bitcoin and Crypto YouTube channel, making daily videos for 7.5 years. Now, Avalanche, today, create without limits. Build anything you want, any way you want on a lightning fast, scalable blockchain that won't let you down. Isn't it nice to have a guarantee like that? Choosing the wrong blockchain can kill your dApp before it has ever a chance to succeed, but it doesn't have to be that way. Launch with confidence on Avalanche. You can build it your way. The blockchain built to scale. Join Web3's most vibrant community. Sometimes red is also green. All of that fun stuff. That's Avalanche, and that's what we're talking about today. Now, why specifically today? Because if we take a look at things, capital continues to flow out of Bitcoin in orange and Ethereum in gray, or in blue, and then into stable coins in gray right here, suggesting that no signs of alt season yet, which essentially is bad news if you're investing in altcoins, especially if you're looking at some of these smaller coins. This is the others D, the others dominance. And right here, big head and shoulders with resistance on the neckline right there, suggesting that any altcoins other than maybe the top 10 or so might not be a great bet. So why am I making this video about Avalanche? Well, it does look, in general, like things are shaping up for an alt season. It may just take a little bit longer than everybody's expecting because things never happen when you want them to. Even with these time charts like this, where we're basically at that time limit where we usually see altcoins take off for 37 weeks of madness, well, as of right now, crickets. And this is important because, as they say, the market likes to disappoint the most people possible. Right now, people are believing there won't be another alt season. That's kind of a typical belief right now. People think it's dead, it's crickets. But if we take a look, alt season really only occurs after Bitcoin breaks this green line here, which is the Bollinger Band's width line right here. And each time it has broken that, Bitcoin dominance drops off, altcoins go through the roof. And guess what? Right now, Bitcoin is toying with that line, has not broken it in any significant fashion like we saw previously. So maybe a little bit more patience is called for altcoins. But it's not a bad idea to start considering investing in some altcoins that could do very well. And if you wait for the chart, we're going to take a look at why this one might do very well. But we have another indicator right here, the stock RSI hitting 80% levels that have suggested alt seasons previously. Look at that, breaking through that 80% level. Again, alt season is on its way. This chart right here, taking a look at a whole bunch of different indicators. You can take a look at this Zeus crypto to see exactly what they are. But you can see that we are on the verge, in the yellow color right here, on the verge of alt season. Who knows when it's going to happen, but it's literally at the tipping point. Oftentimes when Bitcoin cools off, that's when we see altcoins start ripping, but it hasn't happened this time yet. And it may never happen, but it's more likely that Bitcoin and altcoins will keep repeating themselves until they don't. And with everything lining up, it would only suggest it's only a matter of time until we see alt season. So today, we're taking a look at none other than Avalanche. Now, if we take a look on CoinMarketCap, right now, number 13th, trading at $24.08. Market cap $9.9 billion. And if we take a look at the chart here, it is pretty interesting because there is some significant support for Avalanche AVAX between $17 and $22-ish. Basically right around where the price has wicked down to at this point. There's a lot of support. We can see that on the volume profile right here. We can see this on the wicks that get supported there, or down here when the price is below, the wicks that get resisted there. So a lot of support and resistance at essentially the $18 level. And if you're scared about investing, yeah, sure, you could wait till $18 because if that does happen, you'll have a nice big double bottom right here that you could trade when it breaks the neckline. And then there's a 97% chance you're in it for 40% gains. But if you want bigger gains than that, you might have to buy it when it's a little bit more risky. So that being said, not only are there those support and resistance lines happening, but also we can see from this top down to the wick here, there's support lines. There is also from these bottoms right down here, this support line. So this is building a nice little pyramid of support right at this level, essentially where price is right now. That's a lot of strong support, going to take a while to break through, I would think. And most likely, when alt season does happen, this could continue to consolidate in this area forever, but then eventually things could be likely to take off. So let's take a look at some price scenarios as to where things could go. Had you have been smart, I wasn't smart, but had you have been smart, back in November of 2020, Avalanche was $3.30. And then a year later, it was $146. This was before alt season in 2020. This was after alt season in 2020. Price 44x'd. Had you have been that savvy at that time, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. But you would have 44 extra investment, meaning that had you have bought $22,500 of Avalanche back in November 2020, a year later, you could have sold your 6,840 AVAX and been a millionaire. Why didn't you do that? What is wrong with you? Is there hope yet? Well, it turns out there is. We're going to take a look at a few scenarios today as to where AVAX price could go and see how realistically it could get there. Now, let's say today you had roughly $1,000 your grandma sent you for Christmas or whatever, your birthday, or just because she loves you. You know, with that, you also had $210 that you were going to spend on a McDonald's Big Mac, but you figured, hey, I'll give up one meal at McDonald's and that's $210, and then I can invest that in AVAX. So with that $1,210, you could buy roughly 50 Avalanche coins today, otherwise known as AVAX. So let's say scenario number 1. Remember, like I said, the top of the previous alt season, market cap for Avalanche was $30 billion. Right now, market cap $9.9 billion. Let's just say the market cap goes back to the previous all-time high. Totally not unreasonable to happen, especially if we do have an alt season. Now, if we don't have an alt season, it would be completely unreasonable for that to happen, but what would be the point of making these videos, right? So, if that did happen, guess what? You would 3x your $1,200, making you $3,600, $3,667 with a $73 Avalanche. And I think that's pretty reasonable. It would go without saying, if that didn't happen, I would be surprised. Okay, so I think that's a pretty reasonable estimation for this cycle, as long as we do have an alt season. Now, next scenario. Not looking at market cap here. Let's take a look at the previous price. Let's say that Avalanche gets back to its previous all-time high price, because you know there's going to be resistance there. The people who held on to it through $146 thinking it was going to go to $200,000, $500,000 or whatever. Next time they see it hit that $146, they're going to want to sell. So let's say that it reaches that price once again, which would be a pretty, I would think it would likely happen. Now, if that did happen, guess what? There you would 6x your $1,200, making you $7,311 with a $146 Avalanche and a $59 billion market cap. That's not even that high of a market cap, really, when you look at some of the top coins. Now, those two, I think, completely reasonable as long as we have a normal alt season this year. Next scenario, you know, Avalanche is in this kind of niche along with other coins like Solana, and you can name a whole bunch of other ones. Well, it wouldn't be unreasonable for Avalanche to do as well as some of these other coins. Now, as of yet, Solana has a market cap of $127 billion. If we have a nice alt season, wouldn't be unreasonable. It would be kind of maybe pushing it a little bit, but wouldn't be unreasonable for Avalanche to hit that target. So if it did have a $127 billion market cap, you would 13x your $1,200, making you $15,522 with a $310 Avalanche. Which brings us to our next scenario. This one could be pushing it, but I have a theory. You see, last cycle, Ethereum had a market cap of $559 billion. I think this cycle, a lot of the larger caps will also reach that same market cap. It's only kind of makes sense with an expanding cycles theory, the market ever growing. What Ethereum did last cycle, other coins will do this cycle, kind of follows. But, maybe that's just my faulty logic. Now, if Avalanche was one of those coins that did as well as Ethereum did, and had a $559 billion market cap, you would 56x your $1,200, making you $68,322 with a $1,366 Avalanche, which brings us so succinctly and nicely to our last scenario. This one could be a pie in the sky, long shot, but hey, that's why we make these videos. As of yet, there's no $1 trillion market cap altcoins. Bitcoin's a $1 trillion market cap. Altcoins are not yet a $1 trillion market cap, but one day, if they try hard enough, if they believe in themselves enough, one altcoin will reach $1 trillion. And just like the 4-minute mile, where people thought it was humanly impossible to do, and then one dude did it, and the next year, 20 other people did it. Once one altcoin crosses the $1 trillion market cap, a lot of altcoins are going to cross the $1 trillion market cap. And if one of those is Avalanche, it's only number 13 right now, so it's kind of in the running. If Avalanche did have a $1 trillion market cap this cycle, you would 101x your $1,200, making you $122,000 with a $2,444 AVAX. And in that scenario, if that happened, guess what? A mere $9,900 in Avalanche coins today, roughly 410 AVAX, would make you a millionaire, realistically. Now, if you liked that video, we have a whole playlist of crypto price predictions up there. As a matter of fact, the XRP one, we nailed the price perfectly for that XRP pump that you probably missed. So check out that playlist right up there. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.